Hey, Foods, doing good?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Yeah, you were in voice chat earlier, right?
Yeah. We watched this New York Times. You know who Ezra Klein is?
Mm-hmm.
He did a breakdown with the David Shore, which is the guy who does like all the polling shit for the Democratic Party. And I think it had a lot of really interesting numbers in it that made me disagree with like your take.
Sure. Yeah, what's up?
So I just want to, can you give me your take just so I make sure I'm not strawmanning you?
Sure. I guess the thing is that the entire time we've been trying to appeal to moderates, and so far it seems like it just hasn't worked. The thing is that it seems like people are more inclined to vote for who they want if they're motivated to, if they're motivated to, right? The thing is that if you keep on disavowing, it's not exactly like it doesn't present itself as good motivation, I guess, to get moderates on your side. And moderates that choose to vote for Trump aren't necessarily moderates that is gonna vote for Kamala Harris if they decide to not vote for Trump. So the thing is yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of my position. And I think that based off of what we've seen for the past 10 or 15 years, it's not just like a statistics kind of calculation, it's also a general populace related kind of thing, because you can't just go off of immediate data. You also have to go off of like what are the Republicans able to accomplish despite the data, right? But yeah, anyway, that's about it. I don't know.
Yeah, so I definitely agree that Trump won the moderates. Like there's like some groups that's like even like a 20-point swing towards
Mm-hmm.
Trump, like Latino. I think yeah, Latino moderates went 23% to Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Um and even like
Sure.
Asian moderates went like 11% to Trump. So we
Sure.
definitely lost the moderate race and we lost the
Mm-hmm.
normies too. Like people who didn't vote in 2020, they went like plus 14, 15 for Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Um but like this is like such a big group of people
Sure.
um that I don't
Well,
think we can
good.
just like say fuck you these to these people and just only appeal to like people who are like Kamala voters. You know what I
So
mean?
so I guess just getting directly to the point, what do you think the prescription should be then?
I think that Trump is losing ground with people with independents and people who lean Republican.
Mm-hmm.
And those are kind of the people who went Trump last election. Like he's becoming more and more unpopular with them. So I think those are the people we need to convince that, hey, we are not crazy leftists and we are like normal, sane, rational human beings.
Um
Because like a lot of them, like another stat for you is that like what is it? 50% of Kamala voters said Kamala was more liberal than them. Kamala was not like a crazy progressive; she was super moderate. So
Super
like,
moderate, yeah.
how do we convince these people that like we're not actually like a bunch of crazy progressives that want to trans their kids, and we're just people who want like expanded healthcare and like tax credits for middle class people? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess the problem here is that like maybe you could convince me that the moderates are able to be swayed um before everything. Like I guess maybe when it comes to 2020, or like fuck, I don't even, I even hesitate to talk about 2020, but like maybe if we're talking about 2016, maybe, because the thing is that at the time you had the moderates that you were looking for, right? These moderates are the people who you want to sway to your side, the people who doesn't want to see. The thing is that right now, as the years go by, the moderate population is getting more and more extreme. And that might sound like a weird statement to make, because you're thinking, okay, how does the moderate population get more extreme? What I think is that it seems like the moderate population is becoming more and more amicable towards Trump's actions, and they develop that double standard in their brain like a lot more elaborately now. Like they're more entrenched in that, right? If that makes sense. So what it kind of seems like to me is that they're more willing to pardon Trump's actions a lot more if you try to appeal to the moderates right now. So it just kind of feels like a losing battle when you try to appeal to them, because the thing is that is that they will do apologism for Trump, no matter what. Like they do it, just like MAGA. So yeah, I don't know. It just feels kind of cucked. But yeah.
Well, like I don't think that's true because like when like I hate to be like a stats bro, but like we
Hmm.
kind of have like we can't just vibe all of this. Like we do have to look at numbers eventually. And like
Okay.
he's losing ground with moderates. Like the moderates that he gained, they're looking at this, not all of them,
Yeah.
obviously, but a
Hmm.
lot of them are looking at this and being like, hey, what the fuck? I didn't think he was going to do all this.
Sure.
And I think those are the people, like, because Kamala lost by like 2 million votes and the swing states were super close.
Hmm.
Like, do I think that there's like 2 million people who are like disaffected by Trump and think that what he's doing is completely unhinged? I do. But what we're seeing right now is that they're not actually moving to the Democratic Party. We have to find a way to convince these like 2 million moderates or like 10% of moderates that don't like Trump anymore that we're the way forward. And I think we do that by like showing them we're not
Uh,
crazy.
Sure. So here's the thing. I think it's a good idea to obviously sway any kind of moderates, sway any like questioning Trump voters to the left. I think that's always going to be a good idea, but that shouldn't be the focus. No. Like the thing is that like I totally agree that you should always be trying to get people onto your side, right? But the thing is that like what should the Democratic Party do unilaterally, right? Is to get people out to vote, right? Because as far as I'm concerned, when I look at the data here, because I was actually after the whole voice chat conversation in private on the server, I was actually looking a little bit at the data, and it seems like people who I mean it seems like it's pretty consistent that it's like around 40% at minimum of the Democratic base did not turn out to vote for Kamala Harris, even though they would have voted for Kamala Harris. That's a significant part of the population. I just don't know how much, like, you have a limited amount of time. You can't do both. So is it better to focus on like turning out your base, or is it better to focus on trying to appeal to moderates that may or may not like vote for Trump or not? Like I don't know. Like one is a much more clear question to me, or much more clear answer to me, I guess. But yeah.
But like out of the people who voted in 2020, like the
Hmm.
2020 voters who voted again in 24, that was like +2 for Kamala. So
Like they
like
voted. What do you mean by that?
so regardless of who they voted for in 2020, when they
Hmm.
voted again in 24, they went +2 for Kamala. It's just the thing that fucked us is that the people who didn't vote in 2020, they went 14 for Trump. So like the normie vote is what fucked us. The people who were like pretty constantly involved in politics,
Hmm.
um, they like saw that Trump was, at least the majority of them saw that Trump was like unhinged. He was going to do crazy shit. But the
Hmm.
people who aren't involved in politics, they're like, oh, this Trump guy wants to change the establishment. My groceries got more expensive. I'm not going to vote for the people who made my groceries more expensive. You know what I mean?
Sure. So the thing is, do you think that to the normie voter, you think that disavowing the radical left is like a good idea?
To normies, yeah, absolutely.
So the problem
Because like
is
normies
that
think we're the radical left, right? Like,
the issue that I have is that like this disavow thing has been happening for like the last like 10 plus years. Like why the fuck have like these people been so pro Trump then still after all this time? Like what's going on here? What is the Democrats doing wrong? Like they've been doing the same thing. You're basically asking the Democrats to do the same thing as they have been doing for the past 12 years, which has not worked, right?
well, yeah, but like when you look at Bill, do you know what Sister Soldier is?
No.
Okay, so basically, Sister Soldier was like this progressive who was like, "Fuck white people," blah blah. Blah. Like there was some, I think it was after some riot, I think, and she was like, "White
Mm,
people suck. We need to hate white people." And Bill Clinton was like, "Hey, shut the fuck up. We love white people. There are issues in this country, but like we need to rally behind like being American,
sure.
basically."
Yeah.
And that was a disavowal that worked. And Bill Clinton was a president for 8 years. And people didn't like when we look at like the party breakdown by like conservative, moderate, liberal, like the highest time we ever had conservatives in the party and moderates in the party was under Bill Clinton. So like I think that disavowing the crazy lefties can work. Like I don't remember Kamala going out and disavowing all of, like Hassan or whatever the fuck, whatever
But
person you
why
want to
would
use.
Kamala have to disavow Hassan specifically?
Not
Well,
not not not
you're
specifically,
talking
but
about
she
in
didn't.
general, right? You're talking about in general.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
so the thing is fuck. The thing is that you're referring to an example that is like from the Bill Clinton era. Number one, right? Like that's already from a long time ago. It's not the same environment as we have now, where it's like fucking rapid ADHD information paste, right? So like that is already drastically different, right? Number two, the way that people it's kind of a fuck, I wouldn't say it's a zero-sum game, but you kind of have to calculate like how much energy you want to put in each area, right? So like how much so like sure, privately I totally agree with casting out the radical left. You should absolutely strongly disavow the radical left on circumstantial basis, right? And you should shut them down only when they try to speak up, right? But you shouldn't bring that up of your own accord. You shouldn't bring that up of your own accord, and you shouldn't bring that up because a conservative brought it up, right? You should be bringing that up only when a radical left themselves begin to talk about it, right? So, but otherwise, you should be on full attack, full attack, full attack. Because the reality of the situation is that when people take a look at politics, what they really like is people attacking. When you're on the attack, you look good. When you're on the defense, you look bad. Like the same thing when it comes to debates. When you're constantly on the attack, when you're constantly going down the leading questions, when you're constantly asking questions, it sounds like you're actually getting at something, right? So I don't know. Like it's just that's just the way that people perceive it. And really that's about it, right?
Yeah, but I think there needs to be like a difference in messaging from like the DNC, like when we're like actually campaigning. Like I don't think Kamala needs to come out and like disavow Hassan or anything. But
Sure.
um I think for
What
us
do you
as
think
like in
Kamala should have done? What do you think Kamala should have done?
I think she should have messaged that she wasn't as liberal as people think. Like she should have focused on what she was good at, which was she was gonna like let Medicare negotiate. People care a lot about healthcare prices. She should have focused on her child tax credit. People care about cost of living.
Hmm.
Um, those were like the two biggest issues, and she had good policies on them. And like people don't like that Trump's cutting Medicare. People don't like that Trump had Elon come into the government and slash a bunch of funds. Like those were things that she should have I think she should have messaged on those things more. Because people thought she was way too liberal.
Uh, I'm not sure. The problem is that I agree with that, but it doesn't seem like people actually care about Medicare as much as you think they do. The thing, okay, you ready for my scorching hot take? Yes, Medicare is
Oh
extremely
shit,
important.
hit me.
Yes. Okay. All right. Yes, I agree that Medicare is extremely important. I agree that Medicare, like, without Medicare services millions of Americans, okay? I'm on a firm Medicare myself, right? Like, fuck it, right? But the thing is, I think that the average American is like way more concerned about culture war issues than Medicare. Like if you were to really average out like the people's like preferences, right? Like the people who have Medicare, they're gonna care about Medicare. The people whose parents and grandparents and sisters and siblings, like the people who actually has like connections who are on Medicare, they're gonna care for Medicare for sure. But like for the people who are not on Medicare on some kind of corporation-based healthcare program, like I just don't think like they would like focus a lot more on that. I'm just sorry. I just think that people in general care more about cultural war issues than trans people. But yeah, I don't know. That's just the way I kind of
I
see
don't
it.
know. Like, can I send you a graph real quick?
Sure. Yeah.
Like LGBTQ. I mean, maybe the polling is wrong. Oh, here I'll DM it to you. But like the LGBTQ issues is literally the least important issue, and it's a huge win for the Democrats. It's a 80-20 issue for the Democrats. Like what's really important is cost of living, economy, and inflation, which are all kind of the same thing, right? Cost of living
So
is all of those.
so you ready for so I should stop saying that. But so here's the thing: you shouldn't just measure things as a sense of like um surveys should also measure issue priority. Okay, that's the thing. Because you can point to me a graph where it's like an 80-20 issue or it's a 90-10 issue or something like that. But that doesn't tell me the issue priority. For example, you can point towards, okay, what's your opinion on trans people in sports, right? But that doesn't pan out to like how much people prioritize this issue right over another if you like survey certain populations, right? So that's another issue that I kind of have, right? If that makes sense.
Sorry, could you say that again? Like
Right. So
you think these issues
um
are actually important to people?
yeah, so like for example, the way that a survey result turns out is not necessarily indicative of the priority of the issue in any given population, right? If that makes sense.
You saying that different populations have different priorities? Like I would agree with that.
Yeah, that's
But
what I mean.
like
The
it looks
problem
like it's a really
is
low
that
priority.
which is a low priority. Sorry.
Like if you look at the very top left, like it's the furthest left, which means it's the least important. That's LGBTQ issues. That's like trans people, gay people, mainly trans people, right? Because nobody cares about gay people anymore.
I what?
Um,
Wait, hold on. No, let me see. Because I can double check right now. Republicans priority issues.
Well, it can't just be Republicans. It has
Reform.
to be everyone, right? Because we have to count the normies.
Okay, fine. Moderates. Priority issue 2024. Priority.
Could you pull it up on stream
The
so I could
most.
see it or screen share it?
Oh yeah, sure. Hold on. Just because I'm trying to find a good website. But I'm pretty sure the first answer is going to be the economy, right?
Yeah, obviously, and that's what the graph, like I sent, shows.
Right. Moderate. Polling for priority issues. Issue priorities. Research and data. Just keep in mind, I'm pretty sure Kamala Harris talked about the economy a fuck ton. But yeah.
Yeah, but she didn't say what she was gonna like. She didn't really focus. Like, I feel like if she said to like Americans that like, hey, if you have a newborn child, we're gonna give you $6,000. Like, she didn't. I don't remember her saying that much. Like, I feel like that would have been a message that would have really resonated with people.
Well. If that's true, then I agree that maybe that should have been said more. But I'm not really a campaign manager expert. I feel like it really depends. Let me see. Wow, what is this? Where's this come from? Blue Rose Research? I've never heard of that before. Let me see. Oh no,
Yeah, trans people aren't even on this.
I just voters.
Oh, racial and ethnic inequality, maybe that might be related.
Racial, ethnic,
yeah.
Immigration, war in the Middle East, border security, climate change, less important, trust Democrats, more important, trust Democrats. Versus trust in Democrats. What? Hold on. What?
LGBTQ is all the way in the top left. Like, it's not really important.
Trust margin between Democrats and Republicans. LGBTQ issues. Voters trust Republicans more than Democrats by a huge margin on the issues they say that are the most important. Trust them. Blue Rose Research. Okay, I hate interpreting this graph. I don't know how to read it. Hold on, I'm just gonna go to Pew Research. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go to Pew Research.
It's okay. It's okay.
The economy. Yeah. The economy is the top issue for voters in 2020 election. The economy. Wait, but you realize like Kamala ran almost a perfect campaign for based off of what she was given, right? Like she had to switch
I don't
think
that
she had to adopt like Biden's like fucking platform immediately. Like nobody knows her better than Biden at the very least. And yeah, like she like I feel incredibly bad for her, to be honest. Let me see.
No, yeah, she was in a shitty situation. Like I feel super bad for her. Yeah. She was I personally thought she was a great candidate, but that didn't resonate with the normies.
She also picked a vice president that was like fucking epic. Let me see. Economy, Harris supporters, Trump supporters. Who say is very important to their vote. Wait, is this like top to down? I guess maybe. Whatever.
Yeah, top is most important.
55 say healthcare. 76 Harris for Medicaid. Racial and ethnic inequality. So the problem with this is that if racial and ethnic inequality means like LGBT issues, do you know what this kind of tells me? Like it could be the case. It could be the case that like to them, they feel like Democrats put too much emphasis on this issue, and that's why they put this as the bottom result, right? But in reality, they actually value this extremely highly in the sense of like being like reactionary to it, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean maybe.
Because
but
what
like,
this kind of tells
I'm
me,
assuming these people are
right,
close
because
together, right? But like, look at this priority.
Right, but the way that I interpret, like, otherwise, why would they push the trans stuff so hard, right? The thing is that when I look at that 18, the way I kind of look at this is like, okay, we don't want the focus to be like, because we don't think inequality is a thing, so therefore we're gonna rank it lower on our priority list. Does that make sense? Like that's the way that I kind of interpret this, but maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. Let me see.
I don't know, but like it looks like the voter share is like it's tiny. It's 30. Well, not tiny, but like relative to the economy and healthcare are like 80s and 60s, and this is like not even 40. It's not even half as important. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. I agree with you, right? I still think that like the pushing of the economy is a big one, right? But at the same time, okay, so why do you think the Republicans push the trans stuff so hard then? Like, what do you think is the case with that?
I think it's popular among their voters, among like the diehard MAGA base. I feel like they're really scared of like their kids being trans.
Yeah, this is all they talk about, right? Like, this is the only thing they talk about. Let me see. Confidence in Harris and Trump on top issues. Good abortion.
Like, I don't know. It just seems to me that
Okay,
like the issues. Oh, sorry.
so so when Democrats disavowed um the defund the police stuff, what was not good about that, I guess? Like what more steps can they take in addition
No,
to
I think they
that?
did the right thing there. I think they did the right thing. I think that
Okay.
if Biden never disavowed BLM, that would have been something they held against him forever.
Like did you think that like maybe um did you think that maybe like I'm trying to think. Mm, Because okay, well, here's the issue, right? Again, it just feels as though, all right, and it just feels as though like like Kamala Harris ran like such a moderate campaign. She didn't like associating with the pro-Palestinian stuff, which is very far left, right?
Yeah.
Because it might make her look bad, right? Which looks like did you think that maybe she could have ran a more public disavow of that stuff? Maybe that could have worked.
No, my issue isn't like she like I think that like for politicians, what they need a message on is what voters say is really important. So like economy, healthcare, like or cost of living, that stuff. I think that's what our candidates should message on. But as like people on social media and like in our personal lives, I think we should focus on like showing people that what they see on Twitter from those like 6 follower account tweets going viral that are like crazy leftists, those are not Democrats. Like I think that's what we can do as like individuals on like a more micro
Well.
level
Okay.
to like bridge that gap.
I agree with that on a case by case basis. I guess it really depends on what you're talking about. So, what's your opinion on Destiny's opinion then? I guess on this entire thing because
Oh,
um
Destiny's super based, super based. I agree with everything.
okay. Wait,
Like
so
there's
what
crazy
problem
people
do we
on the
have?
left saying that no, no,
Yeah,
no. I don't have a problem with like the current like Destiny
sure.
strategy. I just think that like we should be like when we're talking to moderates, we
hmm
should be focusing on the things that they care about. So like
Oh,
generally,
okay. If you're talking, okay, okay, you didn't give me that context. Okay, if you're talking
oh, okay, my
specifically
bad.
to a moderate, then I fully agree with you. If you're talking to a moderate, okay, but I'm saying, but the entire time when I've been talking, I'm talking about overall what should the democratic strategy be. Does that make sense? Like what you should focus
Yeah,
on
but like
primarily as your first priority, if that
like
makes
on the
sense.
media, I feel like we should be attacking Trump on like where he's weakest, which is like the Medicare cuts and like the economy. People don't think the economy is in a good place right now. That's where we should be attacking Trump as like the mainstream. And then like in our like you for example, you have like a 200 viewer platform. You should be focusing like
Hey,
on
it's
like whoever
30
you're talking
viewers.
to.
It's 30 viewers when Destiny is going off. Okay, all right. Let's be
Well, you have
clear
like
about that.
134 just on YouTube right now. That's good.
Bots. They're bots. Okay, don't worry about it.
Oh, paid Russian bots. True.
I'm kidding. I love you
But
guys too.
like
Yeah, go ahead.
like I feel like we can't be like as much as I hate Tali, what's her name? The Israeli girl that's like, "Oh, I voted for Trump because Democrats are weird."
Yeah, like for example, you have a given amount of time in a day, right? Does that make sense? Like you have a given amount of
Yeah, yeah,
time in
yeah.
a day. Um, let's just put it like this. So you have 24 hours. No, sorry, you have 5 hours in a day. You have equal access. You have equal access to Tally, who is a moderate that voted for she's a self-stated moderate, though I don't believe she's a moderate. She describes herself as moderate and she votes for Trump, right? And you have another person who is your Democratic base. That is a person who did not turn out for the election and but would have voted for Kamala Harris, right? You have a
Yeah.
crowd. You have okay, so you have a crowd of tallies and you have a crowd of people that are like voting whatever the fuck, right? In terms of priority, I would assign trying to appeal to the crowd that have not voted as a higher priority than try to convince a crowd of tallies. Because if you try to convince me to try to talk to a crowd of tallies, I'm going to kill myself in Minecraft in Roblox, okay? Like that yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it. Is this from the perspective of like the DNC, or as you like me and you as
The
like just
DNC, from the
individuals?
DNC, from the DNC, not from individuals.
Um, I don't. I hate to say this. I hate to cop out, but you have
Oh
to.
no.
I would say it's like 70-30, energizing your base and appealing to moderates.
Okay, which one's 30? Which one's 70?
For 70, I would say getting your base out to vote.
I agree with you. Yes, we agree. Okay, 70%. For 70%, I totally agree with
Wait,
you.
no, actually, I changed my mind. Actually, I changed my
Fuck.
mind. No, wait, no, I
Okay,
don't.
fuck you.
Because like
Okay,
when you
yeah,
look at
fuck.
like the
Okay,
people who voted in 2020 and then again in
fuck you.
24, they went
Okay.
for Kamala. Like our voters went for Kamala and we won like some normies. It's just we lost, or we want some like politically informed people. We lost the normies. We need to help that. We need to get the normies. And it might suck and it might be painful, but like this is what needs to be done. Like we have to win the normies back. We don't have enough just energizing our base.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I just think that the priority should be energizing your base.
Maybe during like an election, but right now we have like we're not even sure we'll win the election. Like we need to go out and get the fucking moderates
Oh,
to go
right
vote.
now? Oh, right now you should be full fucking Gavin Newsom. Like that's what you should be doing right now, no? Like fuck.
Yeah,
You should
Gavin
be
is
you
being
should
good.
be you should be as edgy as possible and get on social media. Fuck. I don't know. I
Well,
don't know.
not edgy as possible, because I don't think that's
I don't know.
saying like
Insult Charlie Kirk even more, okay? That's probably my prescription. Go.
no, that's scaring the moderates. You're scaring the HUs.
Okay,
We
good.
need the
That's fine.
fucking
The
no,
modders don't care
no, we
anyway.
need them. We need them. No, they are caring. They
Bro,
hate Trump more and more every day. Like they are
dude,
hating Trump more and more
dude.
every day.
Okay, so this is a game. So here's the game, okay? The
Okay.
problem is that right now we are living in an influencer environment, okay? Yes, it's the Destiny's position, okay? But like the only way you can get more attention and get more clout to actually get your message out there is by getting more eyes on you. The way to get more eyes on you and to get your message heard is by being edgy, is by actually being disrespectful, right? So the thing is that people say, well, you know, Destiny, you're just acting out in spite, right? You're just acting out in spite, you're just doing X and Y, right? I view it as a purely strategic move. You are doing it just so you can be like, so then you can get more eyes on you, right? So then you can hold up a mirror to their face. In my opinion, yeah, this is what you should do when it's not fucking election year, right? Because election year, yeah, you should be energizing your base, you should be trying to get them out to vote, right? But in the time in between, you should 100% trying to get as much like clout as possible, so then when the time comes, you can have a larger crowd that listens to you, right? I don't know, that's just the way that I can view things.
I know, but we have to like. I think they're like we have to. I think Destiny is doing a good job. I think he's right on the line. But like the people who are like making jokes about Charlie Kirk, like that's scaring the moderates. Like we need to have people say like, "Hey, our president is
Okay.
condemning political violence.
Yeah, sure.
We
Let them be
should hold him
scared then.
accountable."
Let them be scared then.
No, we need them. We need them.
Okay, you realize like you realize the modders are always scared, right? Like when are they not scared? And like the thing is that they're constantly scared. Like they're scared of everything. That's also a problem as well, right? Like the thing is that you're choosing what you scared. For example, I'll give you a really good example. Okay, so for the entirety of 12 years, what has the media been focusing on?
Either Trump really bad or Trump really good.
Exactly. So like the biggest thing that they focus on is Trump, right? Trump is the thing they focus on, and they keep on, the media will keep dooming about Trump, right? They keep on saying, yo, Trump, this is the end. This is the end for us. Okay, Trump is this, Trump is that, Trump is A, Trump is B, right? Whatever the fuck, right? And moderators, they get scared. The normies, they watch this stuff, right? So they get scared, they watch this stuff, and they're like, oh my God, this is so bad. This is so bad for us. But wait a second. But when come election time, they're still voting for Trump. They're still ignoring the Democrats. What do you think is the problem there?
Because they think we're insane. They think we're crazy. Like 50% of Kamala voters said we're to the left of Kamala. No, I have the data on my side. You can vibe check all you want, but I'm right.
No, because when the moment comes, they'll be like, "Oh, Trump is epic. even though his method is not perfect, even though the method is not perfect, the way that he accomplishes things is a good thing, right? Like that's the excuse that they always run with. Like when have you not seen an excuse like that? Like sure, they may poll one way or poll another way, but the thing is that polls are not votes. Polls are not the way that things are being won. See, the thing that contradicts these polls is that for example, who is that fucking Ann Seltzer, right? Ann Seltzer, Iowa, like that's a good example that polls are not absolute, right? People thought that Kamala Harris was gonna win Iowa because Ann Seltzer said so or whatever the fuck, right? Obviously, people don't really believe polls 1-to-1, but like that's the issue. Is that you rely on polls so much that you fail to kind of see the bigger picture, in my opinion, right? But yeah, I don't know. Like that's just the way I kind of look at things.
Bro, we cannot scare the moderates away. We need them. They're scared of us right now. We need to make them not scared of us. Like, if you like half of Kamala voters were like, oh, she's like
Okay,
she's more liberal than me.
okay,
Like,
okay,
how do we
okay.
fix that?
You know how there's like a butch lesbian and a very effeminate lesbian, right?
Both are hot. True.
Okay. Okay. So we have a butch lesbian who is scary. Okay, this person is scary. All right, this person is scary. But then to the effeminate lesbian, they are scary, like legitimately scary, but they're hot as fuck. Why do you think that's the case?
I don't know.
Because they're domineering. Okay. Because they're the scariest thing in the room, it feels like nothing else can hurt them, so therefore they're a good protector. That's the way that people view Trump. They view Trump as the butch lesbian.
Um,
And everybody else is the effeminate bottom.
they don't think. No, no, no. The analogy
The
is
moderates, the moderates are the effeminate bottom, right?
we have a masked lesbian and we have a butch lesbian. Okay.
What? What? Okay.
Okay. We have one that's
That's the
like we
same
have like
thing. That's the same thing.
no
A butch
butches are
lesbian is a
butches and
masked
masks are the
lesbian.
masks. Okay, we have two masks. Okay, one of them is
Oh, okay.
like he wears clothes like a performative male wears, and one of them dresses like one of them wears like football jerseys and like skinny jeans that are like ripped at the knees. Okay,
Okay.
like, and they're like the moderates are like both these people are fucking weird and insane. I don't trust either of these people, but like I guess I'll go with the one that like is more domineering, which is like Trump. Like
Sure.
they don't see us as like weak bottoms. They see us as weird and like crazy people who want to trans their kids. That's not what we are, and we need to like not like the DNC needs to do this, but like we as like people as individuals, we need to make sure that people realize that we are not that crazy trans your kids, queen drag, read
Yeah,
along
and
people.
I think that the Democrats have been really clear on that for like the past 12 years.
Well, clearly not
Like
clear
I
enough
don't know
because that's
I
what
don't know
people
how
think
many
we
times
are.
I don't know how many times because do you realize what you're saying to me right now is like you have to disavow harder in order to win the normies over?
You don't have to disavow the DNC
But
does
that's
not
what you're
have
telling
to.
me though. You're telling me
The DNC
that
needs to message on the economy and what Trump's bad at. That's what the
yeah,
DNC needs to
and
message
and
on.
and that's what they've done the entire time. Like you're telling me all of these things and that's literally what the DNC has been doing since like the dawn of time. Like
No, in 2016 they were just Trump is bad and Hillary is like cool and woman.
okay, but you're appealing to 2016 there. Like what are we talking about here?
Well, you're saying we're talking about the past. You're saying what we've done for the past 12 years, and I'm saying, well, it hasn't always been disavow, 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 disavow.
2016 is the beginning of the 12 years. What about like the span of the 12 years?
Okay, what were you disavowing under Biden? Was BLM happening before Biden? Yeah, it was, right?
Fuck, when did BLM
No,
happen?
BLM. No, it was after Biden because Biden had to disavow it.
George Floyd protest.
Late May 2020 is when they started.
May, yeah, fucking hell. Okay, 2020. Yeah, sure. It was
But Biden,
it was
like,
just when it was ramping up to eventually the re-election or whatever, right? It was yeah.
yeah. And do you think Biden did the right thing by disavowing that?
No, he did the right thing by disavowing it, of course.
Yeah, so disavowing can be good, right?
Because no, it worked because it was immediately the issue. Like it was the immediate issue at the time. No, Like it was the only thing that anyone can ever talk about. So of course you need to make a clear statement on it. That's silly.
Yeah, but you just asked me to give an example of where disavowing worked, and I gave you one. Now you're saying it's silly. Like, should
Yeah, but
like
but the problem is that like what should you the entire time, dude, they're still you realize they're still talking about BLM right now, right? Like that hasn't
yeah,
changed.
and we should just ignore them because like who gives a fuck
No,
about
no,
BLM? This
disavow
shit was
harder.
like
Nah, you should disavow harder.
no,
Disavow
I'm not
harder.
saying we need to disavow BLM. I'm saying that to
Nah.
normies we need
What,
to
what if
seem not
what if what
scary.
if what if normies didn't get the message enough? You need to disavow harder.
Normies don't care about BLM.
No, they do. Semi.
Give me a poll now. Source? Source? Source?
Okay, I could be wrong. Okay, who knows? Okay, I'm pulling that out of my ass. Let me see. Declined significantly since the general U.S. population since peaking in 2020. For the broader non-black population, often referred to as normies, the awareness of the issues behind addresses. You realize that you're telling me about all this right now, but like I'm not asking you for a source on like how much harder does the Democrats have to disavow transgender issues for it to be enough so then moderates can take them seriously, right?
Yeah, but like moderates don't really care about the trans shit. Moderates care about like cost of living in the economy, and that's like here. I have another thing for you if you want to look at it.
Mhm.
Like this is what Trump is really unpopular with. This is what we need to message on that we're good in these areas because people will see this and be like, oh shit, the people I don't like are doing stuff or want to do stuff I do like. That's what we need a message on, I think. And that's what's going to be popular with moderates. Like people on the left are already going to hate Trump. You know, people who are like solidly liberal. We don't need a message on hating Trump. We need a message
How
on to the
many
normies.
moderates? How many moderates voted for Trump versus Kamala? Do you know the number for this?
I think Kamala still won the majority. It was just a lot less than what she needed to win.
Well, that's fucked.
I mean,
Let me see.
she won 52% of the white moderate vote, won the black vote, won the
Oh damn, that's
majority
pretty
of most.
good. But I mean,
Yeah,
it
but
wasn't
we
enough.
need
But
a lot
like,
of moderates
no,
because there's
I
a lot of white
understand. No.
conservatives.
No.
You know.
I understand. But like, I thought that Trump won most of the moderates.
No, he
Let's
didn't.
see.
We just lost most of the moderates that
Oh.
vote for us. Not most. I'll get them out.
Um, 55% of the people who voted for Trump. What was your prescription again? Because I'm not even sure if we disagree. Like that's the thing. Because it seems like we kind of agree. No.
I think that the mainstream media, like my prescription for like left wing media, is to message on what Trump is bad at. My prescription for
But
the
that's you
Democrats.
okay. Again. You realize that's been okay. So what's the change up here? Like what exactly is the change here? Because everything you've stated, like everybody has been doing since like since for like a
Well,
decade. No.
I don't like Kamala didn't message on the economy as much as she did like we're going to be a different way forward. Like her thing
Yeah,
was like
but the
we're
but the
not going
problem but the
back.
problem is that Kamala had like a bunch of other confounding factors as well. No. Like the
Well,
fact
yeah,
that she
obviously,
was
I don't think Kamala was ever going to win. But I think what she could have
okay.
done better was focusing, like the whoever incumbent was in 2020 going into 24 was going to lose because of inflation.
Yeah, I
Like
and,
that
and
was
I don't disagree with you on that in terms of Kamala, right? Like she could have focused on the economy better. I agree with that. So what's the
yeah.
disagreement between us?
What I think our disagreement is what we need to do as individuals. Like we need to message to the normies as like individuals. We need to get the moderates back.
Okay, let's just say I was a not just a fucking shit tier streamer, okay? Let's just say I was a fucking political activist streamer person, okay? What part of my streaming do you think is wrong? Like, I guess, like if I was like actually doing activism or some shit.
I don't know because you don't stream that. Like I don't. I'm not like a super huge like food shops consumer,
Sure,
but
sure. Okay, I'll just tell you. Okay, so the thing is that it feels as though like the way that I cover issues and the percentage that I assign to different kinds of things is somewhat similar to the way that the Democrats have been kind of doing as well. Like for example, when I do cover when I do cover the far left, I cover them extremely negatively. Okay.
yeah.
When I do cover like conservatives, I am constantly also pointing out like how bad they are, right? Like in terms of like Trump and stuff like that, right? But what kind of frustrates me is that there are people like Tally and there's people like Dr. Sess in the chat who are like so-called self-described moderates, but they do not move a single inch when
Like
I condemn lefties, and I condemn lefties extremely hard, calling them inbred, drooling vegetables. Like like that's literally as hard as you can condemn them. But no amount of condemnation is enough to move them further towards voting for another Kamala Harris over Trump, right? Like that's the issue. You can't get that out of Tally. You can fight and you can fight, but you can't get that out of a Tally, or you can't get that out of a Dr. Sess, right? Does that make sense?
well, yeah. Like what's important to Tally?
Fucking no, dude. She
Like
literally admits that she votes based off of vibes.
well, yeah. Well, like how do we get good vibes? Like we need to make the current
But
administration have bad vibes so
yeah,
that when we
but then
propose an
that goes
alternative,
yeah,
oh, it
yeah,
seems better.
but then that goes back to what we already agree on, right? Which is like, oh, we need to energize the base. We already agree on that.
Yeah, but like we can't just energize the base. Like the people who voted in
Yeah, you need
2020
to
and then again in
energize the base.
24
Yeah,
went
yeah,
for
yeah.
Kamala.
Yeah, sure. You need to energize the base and you need to point out Trump bad. Sure. Yeah.
No, no, no. It's not. It's not Trump bad. It's what we're good at. Like people are tired of Trump bad. People have been hearing Trump
Um
bad for 12 years. Like clearly, and he won twice. So clearly, that's not like the most effective way. The like what might work is like saying, here's what you care about. Here's why we're good at it. We should do that.
yeah, and I don't disagree with that.
Okay, well then we agree.
But I'm just going to say again, right? Um it just seems as though that according to the priority list or anything like that, like Kamala Harris has been talking about every single one of these issues. She could have done better, sure, but at the same time, she has ran like fuck me, dude. And at the same time, like Joe Biden, fuck, what was the 2020 priority issues? Do you remember? It can't be just
No,
BLM, right?
it was probably like the pandemic and the economy,
Right.
if I had to guess.
Like it felt like people weren't just voting because they were like pro Biden. People were voting because Trump fucking fumbled like COVID. That's kind of what it feels like, no?
Sorry, can you say that again? I was reading chat.
It doesn't feel like that like we won because Biden had an energized like platform. We won because of COVID and how much Trump fucked it up, right? That's why
Well,
we
like
barely won.
Biden had 81 million votes. That's like the most votes ever. Like he did a good job energizing the base. And whether that means like it could be that energizing the base means that like we focus on what we're good at instead of just saying
Okay. Oh
Trump
wait, hold
bad.
on, hold on. I'm looking at the 2020. Okay. So if you were to guess, what would be the top issue for
In
2020?
2020,
Mm-hmm.
the pandemic.
Wrong. The economy.
Okay, it's always the economy. Fuck.
So you realize the problem now, right?
Well, if it's always going to be the economy, we should focus on why our economic policies are better than theirs.
Okay, great. That's been happening since fucking forever. But
Well, Kamala didn't focus on that. She just focused on Trump bad for the most part.
okay,
She's like, we're not going
we'll
back. We're
take a
not
look.
going back. We're not going back.
Do you have that chart? Do you have that chart on hold on, how much Kamala spent talking about the economy? It's not possible to calculate. Has spent talking about the economy. Burned through. Kamala Harris are frustrated. Democrats are frustrated. Vice President Harris hasn't done more to sell her economic messages. Sure. And worry former President Trump continues to have a sizable advantage on what they say is their number one issue. Vice President has put forth a list of proposals to help middle class families. Expansion of the child tax credit and expansion of Medicare to cover home care, exempting tipped income from taxes, and a $25,000 down payment to first time home buyers.
Yeah, like those are all amazing policies. I wish you would have talked about them more.
Sure.
Like I feel like those would have been really popular.
Listen. If you could go back in time, and tell the fucking Kamala Harris campaign manager to change the way that they message to voters, go ahead. But the thing is that anyone can make the argument like, oh yeah, well, we should have gone back and talked about Palestine even more, right? Yeah, I don't know. Like
Well,
the
that's not.
answer
I'm
I'm
talking
gonna
about
give
moving
you is I don't
forward.
know. Moving
I'm
forward.
talking about moving forward. Yeah, like we have like I don't know if you want to pull up the I sent the second chart I sent you in DMs. These are like the things that made Trump lose the most approval. Like we should focus on, hey, do you remember when Trump did this to you instead of just saying he's like crazy? Do you remember when Trump took away your Medicaid, when he, had Elon in the White House, and how we are going to give you $25,000 on your down payment, how we're going to give you, you know, $6,000 in the child tax credit, like instead of just saying we're not going back and Trump is bad. Like I feel like that's what we could do in the future, and that's what we could do in like the media. Maybe you could even do it on your stream to fucking Tolly if you ever talk to Tolly, the fucking biggest idiot in the world,
I think I'm good.
self-proclaimed. Yeah, fucking. I don't want to talk to her ever. She's so stupid.
Yeah, but wait, but then you realize like she's representative of who you're trying to appeal to, right? Like she is, whether you like it or not. Like she is that moderate, no?
Yeah, we have to find out like what is important to Tolly. Because I honestly don't know. I haven't watched that many conversations with
Okay,
her where she's
well,
like
to
on
be
like live and
fair
learn
to her exactly, she cares about Israel, okay? And she doesn't like the vibes.
of Israel on the left. So like maybe like we could
Yeah.
disavow the crazy leftists that are like October 7th was justified. Maybe that would get Tolly. Maybe that'll be a disavow that's good. We could get more Jewish vote. Like I'm pretty sure we're not going to lose voters because we say October 7th was bad, and all these people saying the government's controlled by Israel are bad. We don't agree with those people.
I'm not opposed to disavows again, but disavow should only be brought up when it's like on a case by case scenario, right? Like I said before, like if you're on a panel and you have a bunch of conservatives yelling at you to disavow, why the fuck should you disavow? Fuck that shit.
No. On those panels, I agree. You should fight tooth and nail. Fuck those conservatives. But like our approach when dealing with moderates should be different than dealing with conservatives. Should be different than dealing with our own base. You know what I mean?
But again, you're bringing up a bunch of stuff that we agree on, right? Like, this is like, I don't know. Like, it's just like, what am I supposed to say?
But I think don't you disagree with what we should be doing to the normies? I thought you hated the normies and you wanted them to like jump off a bridge.
Okay, that was obviously a fucking exaggeration. Obviously, right?
Oh, I know it's an exaggeration,
them, but like, what do you like? Yeah, of course, I don't want them to literally go die, right? Yeah, Jesus. Yeah,
but
that was meant as a frustration, like, because I'm frustrated at them. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's okay to like be frustrated at them, but like we need them, so we can't push them away. Like we need the moderates. Like the moderates need to come back. We need more of the moderates because like there's not enough just like blue-hearted liberals in the country for us to only energize our base. Like that's just not going to work.
Hold on 1 second. I don't even know if that's true, dude. Pull up the numbers, dude. You know what? You told me to pull up the numbers. You pull up the numbers, okay? All right, pull up the numbers that in the specific swing states. No. In the specific swing states that Kamala has lost, that the people in like tell me the numbers there. Like what were the swing states that she lost in? Fuck me, dude. Hold on.
All of them.
Okay,
like,
all of them.
If turnout stayed the same and like all the proportions were the same, Kamala still would have lost if everyone turned out. Like this election was the only election in like history where if everyone turned out, we still would have lost. Like this election was like different in that way. I'm trying to find the graph right now.
That? Holy shit. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it, but like the turnout thing wasn't actually true this election.
Okay, then I agree with you if that's true.
They're much less likely to watch like the vote cycle go in the same lists, which seems to be in some. And so what happened here was
I'm looking for the graph. It's in the video. It's not in the article.
There's another part of this, okay? So I am willing to concede to you on the point that we need to appeal to the normies, if that is true, right? If even if we turn out 100% of everyone, then yeah, I agree. Maybe that 40% that I was looking at are all like fucking Californians or some shit. So then that's like a lot of people, right? I'm not opposed to that. Wait, hold on, stop playing. Stop. I'm not listening. Okay, I'm not listening. Okay, stop playing that on your fucking Jesus. But
Oh, is it echoing? Sorry.
yeah, it is. Dude, okay. So there's another thing. Um and this is going to sound crazy, okay? But hold on. Why are you muted? Stop being muted. What's going
I
on
was
here?
watching the video. I was trying.
Okay.
I was echoing. I didn't
Alright.
realize it. I sent you the
Alright.
if everyone voted.
Okay, hold on. If everyone voted Trump plus 4.8. No,
So if it was the mid,
wait, hold on. What if more people who supported Harris voted, but not everyone for Trump? Because it's not like, okay, to be fair, I mean, let me see.
I doubt that there's like 2% of people, like 2% of the entire population that was for Kamala that didn't go out and vote, and that there isn't like like it would have to be plus 1.5 for Kamala over the entire nation. I don't think that's true. Especially like if you look at I'll send you another thing if you want to look at it. Americans are like super anti-establishment right now. Americans want radical change. That's what's important to them, and I think that's why Trump won. Americans were really mad at the system. Kamala was a part of the system. They're not going to vote for her. At least that's the impression I'm getting, which is not fair, but that's how the cookie crumbled.
There's another fight
this
going.
is
So I am more than happy to concede on the part that we need to appeal to moderates. So you have convinced me. But there's another problem. Is that there is a double standards front. You do realize that, right? As well.
yeah, obviously.
Rhetorically speaking, and this thing is kind of hard to measure because it's more like down the line, right? It's more like, okay, down the line, what's happening, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I don't have a solution for like the media problem. I can't talk to you about
okay,
that.
so you fully agree with what Destiny is doing. So I don't think we have any disagreement there, right?
No.
Okay, cool. Then we have no disagreements. Yeah, because I do
Except appealing to moderates.
because I do actually think that it's worth it to take a hit with the moderates, as in like it's I do actually unironically think it's worth it to push some of them away, so then downstream down the line that we could balance that double standards a little bit.
I don't think that is possible in the short term, or like short enough term to like 2026 and 2028 to make a difference.
Maybe, but the thing is that it has to begin ASAP, in my opinion. Like the rebalancing of the double standards has to begin ASAP. I feel like I just can't wait until like, I don't know, 2026 or 2028 when Trump wins his third term for rebalancing. That's silly.
No. We should try to
Like,
do
in my
that now,
opinion.
but there's like
Yeah.
there's like a level of edginess that we have to find that's acceptable to moderates, but we still get to shift the conversation to us being on the attack. And I think Destiny is doing a really good job. I think he's writing that line perfectly.
Oh, wait, so what is too edgy then? I guess
Too
for you.
edgy would be like a lefty beat, like
because
making
I feel
fun.
like because I feel like Destiny has went all the way at this point, right? Like fuck, like how could you be any more edgier than making fun of Charlie Kirk right now?
Well,
At the
you
very
have
least.
like, do you know that one lady that joined Dean Withers' stream and was like, "You don't know what it's like to be a black woman," and have to deal with the oppression of Charlie Clerk. I'm glad he got shot. Like, that's too far. Like, we can't be doing that.
Okay. I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that just because that's like against my own personal beliefs. Probably, like, I wouldn't want to celebrate his death because that's just bad for everyone. But like, you should be as edgy as possible and concede nothing. If you're in front of a conservative, right? But yeah, based
I
off
think
of
there's
your
a difference between
beliefs.
being edgy and not conceding. So like you can like not concede that like I won't disavow this until Trump disavows all political violence and not make fun of Charlie Kirk's demise. You know what I mean? I think you can do both. So like where I guess where I would disagree with Destiny is like
But
even though I
optically,
think
that looks bad, though. You realize that, right? Like
there
okay,
can be
so I think people only recognize. I think the issue here is that people only recognize the optical costs of like not disavowing Charlie Kirk's shooter, right? Like everyone points at that and they go like, "Oh wow, see, you don't disavow Charlie Kirk's shooter, so therefore you're bad. You don't disavow political violence, so therefore you're bad, right?" But I don't think that's where the real fight is. The real fight is like you realize that if you do disavow it, that is also optically bad, but it's like downstream optically bad. It's not the effects are not immediate. Maybe you get that short-term relief in that moment in that fight, but down the stream you're more and more reinforcing that double standards that exist between Democrats and Republicans, right? Like bigger picture wise, you're reinforcing that double standards, if that makes sense.
yeah, that's why I think you can
Yeah.
have bad optics and have badder optics, and the badder optics would be you making fun of Charlie Kirk. Because like
Gotcha.
either way, you're going to be in a bad situation. Like if you disavow, you're fucked. If you don't
You
disavow,
believe
you're
in game
fucked.
theory, right? You believe in the prisoner's dilemma that Destiny was talking about,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely,
Okay,
absolutely.
me too. Cool.
Yeah.
Then okay, wait, yeah, then we don't really disagree because the thing is that at the beginning of all this, I do think that you need to appeal to the moderates. Like this is something that we don't really disagree on either. I'm not even sure. Yeah, I wasn't. I'm not even sure like what we disagreed on. Like, do you even know? Do you remember? I don't know.
Well,
Or did you come in here looking for a fight? I guess I don't know.
no, I didn't. I thought you were like not. I thought you were more focused on only appealing to the base and like saying "fuck you, moderates." But if you think that we should be appealing to moderates too, I just
I am
think we should appeal
100%.
harder.
Well, hold on. I do actually think that it should still be above 50%. You should appeal to the base. Absolutely. Like I think trying to convince people to turn out to vote who are already convinced is a better effort than it takes to try to get moderates to change their minds, right? To change someone's mind, like assuredly is a much more harder effort than it takes to get someone to go vote, right? But obviously, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about how trying to get people to go vote, even though they're already blue, has diminishing returns. As in, like, the more you try to get your base out to go vote, at some point it becomes less and less effective because you've already gotten most of them out to go vote. But now you haven't like given enough effort to the moderates. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I just think we should focus on the moderates more. Just because
Alright.
I didn't realize how bad we lost the fucking moderates. Like we lost by like 20% in some demographics. Like that's a huge swing.
Yeah, but then I would just then appeal to what we talked about in terms of like the optical battle, right? Like rebalancing the double standards, because you have to understand that the moderates are double standard pilled, like they are like double standard poisoned, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but like what do you think we should do to the moderates? Like what do you think is more effective? Like fighting the Republicans or like saying we hate these crazy leftists that you're scared of?
I think that when the crazy lefties are being brought up, I think you should I think you should just quickly say, yeah, fuck these crazy lefties, fuck them. But anyway, Trump is bad.
Okay, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we don't disagree there. Like I've covered crazy lefties a fuck ton. Yeah,
No,
which
I'm
is
not saying
why it's
anything about your
especially
coverage
frustrating, I
in
guess. Yeah,
specific.
sure.
All right, well, good talking to you, Foodshops.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No problem. Thanks for the talk. I appreciate it. Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye. Cool. Good talk. It's just preaching to the choir, and you didn't even lose a significant portion of your base in 2024, I think. But didn't 40% not turn out? What? Voter 24 turnout. And the voter... Like, I'm pretty sure 40% didn't even turn out. It's like some fucking crazy number. I see you took my advice from yesterday and put it to just chatting on Kick. Oh, I didn't... I haven't touched that. I'm sorry. I just haven't touched that, okay? The most frequent voters were evenly divided, while Trump had advantage among 2024 only voters. Oh. Share of 2024 who believed in... See, this is why it's good when people's entire careers are based off of analyzing fucking vote results. Jesus Christ. We may actually see Tiny back on the Rift soon. I mean, he probably deserves it, right? He probably doesn't want that fight. Percent of non-voters in each year who said they would have voted for Harris, 40%. Like, in my opinion, this 40% is unacceptable. Like, the thing is that I get the point. Okay, here's the problem I have, okay? I get the entire point of, like, even if you turn out everyone, Trump still wins the election, right? But the thing is that who cares about this? That's their problem, right? Trying to turn out their base is their problem, right? But the thing with Harris is that this 40%, in my opinion, is still unacceptable. In my opinion, like, more people should turn out for Harris, okay? Like, this, in my opinion, like, this is still room for improvement right here. But yeah. Turns out, consistent demonic was the biggest swing right. Anyway. Look, listen, just put a fucking white male cishet person in front, okay?
Proud Boy had broken into
Jesus
January 6th.
Christ.
He wouldn't take that bet, and that made him look weak, and that makes the left look strong. That is why I believe we should use inflammatory rhetoric. We need to be very careful on how we do it.